Are you an online store owner trying to grow your blog traffic so you're going to get more customers and more sales for your store? Then you definitely need to know about the latest Google algorithm update, HelpFul Content Update. In this video, I'm going to explain what is the HelpFul Content Update, how this update is affecting your store, and what can you do to make sure you get on the right side of Google. Hi, I'm Clarice Lin, the ROI doctor who helps small businesses and online stores to double your sales and double your traffic by getting on Google and YouTube page 1. Your ultimate goal of growing a blog, get more users coming through from Google, finding your store, finding your blog post, and ultimately visiting your store and buying something from your store. As such, it's absolutely important for you to be keeping abreast of what's happening to the Google algorithm so that you know what can you do to improve your blog post or what changes that Google have been making to make sure that you are maximizing your visibility on Google search results. Unlike getting traffic from social media platforms, if you're getting traffic from Google search, you are likely getting groups of people who are actively going to Google, searching for a solution, trying to look for a product, and they are more likely to become a customer. And as you might have also realized, this is the exact same reason why running a Google Ads campaign is so much more expensive than running a social media ad campaign. And if you want to reduce costs in running Google Ads, that's when growing a blog is going to be a long-term strategy for you to reduce your marketing costs in the long run and getting more qualified shoppers to your store. If your long-term vision is to get your blog posts on Google search results page 1, that's where you're going to likely get more traffic, then you definitely want to be keeping abreast of all the Google algorithm updates. Google makes thousands of algorithm updates every single year, mainly because what people are searching for online changes over the years. And Google also wants to make sure that they are continuously making sure that they are always showing the most accurate and most relevant, useful information to people who uses Google. As a Google search user, I'm sure there are plenty of times where you have been using Google search and then you're typing in a query into Google search, but not finding the results that you want, not finding the answer that you need. Or maybe you might have to Google a few different times using different variations of the keyword before finding your solution. And this is where the latest algorithm update, HelpFul Content Update, comes in. The primary goal of the HelpFul Content Update is to provide original content that you might not be able to find easily elsewhere, that is very useful to a specific group of users that is depending on what they are searching for. In the world of internet, you might find many different information resources all over the internet, but sometimes there are people who are not writing original content. Instead, what they are trying to do is to regurgitate the same content from other people, or they copy and paste content into their own blog posts, and sometimes some of this information could be outdated over time. And through this update, Google aims to make sure that the constantly updated original information will always be surfaced and shown to Google users. In this case, Google users will be really happy and satisfied with what they have found on Google search and then continuously return to use Google search for their needs. What this means for you as a store owner who is determined to make your blog a huge source of traffic for your store is that you should always aim to be researching your blog post topics. Every time you are publishing, make sure you have the latest information, you have sufficient amount of details, and if need be, you should include the latest research, statistics, or case studies of your knowledge to add into your blog posts. Information that is not easily found elsewhere, information that is very useful and updated to someone living today. If you have been doing all of this above, then congratulations, you are on the right track. After this algorithm update, you might also likely be seeing a boost in Google search traffic. However, if you have just been publishing blog posts for the sake of publishing, you are not putting enough details, you are publishing blog posts that are really short in content, doesn't have enough examples, don't have enough statistics or evidence to back up what you're writing in your blog post, then I'm afraid this is something that you need to be improving on. You have to go back and review your blog post and make sure that you're adding relevant information into your blog post, enhancing the accuracy and richness of this information. One of the most common mistakes that I see store owners making is they focus a lot on putting and repeating a lot of keywords into their blog posts, but there's not enough examples, there's not enough statistics or evidence to back up what their blog post title is about. Let's say if you're a supplement store and you want to promote sales of your supplement store, likely you might be publishing blog posts that's related about health and why people need supplements. In this case, your blog post shouldn't be all about selling the supplement itself. You want to go into the details like when do you know the body needs these supplements, and by having these supplements, what does it mean for your body, and looking at research studies, research papers from doctors or even from PubMed, that you are pulling all of this information, health information, putting together to really explain the cost of why people should be buying supplements that could really help their health if they're suffering from certain disease or suffering from specific nutrient deficiency. How then do you know that if your blog post is performing up to standards, if it's meeting Google's expectations, and if you're benefiting from Google's helpful content update? You can go to Google Analytics to look at your traffic source. You can look at your organic Google traffic source and see how they have been measuring up over the last 30 days or so. You can also compare your traffic year on year from this year to last year at the same time to see if there's an increase or decrease over time. You can also use Google Search Console to look at which are the search terms that you're getting traffic from. Are you getting traffic from the same search terms, or is there a drop in traffic from specific search terms? After you have reviewed your traffic levels in Google Analytics or Google Search Console, and you find that there is indeed a drop, all the more that this is time for you to go back and look at a repository of blog posts, identify which are the blog posts that are seeing a drop in traffic, and see how you can improve the quality of those blog posts. Maybe you need to add some latest statistics from 2022. Maybe it will be helpful to give a specific examples in your blog posts. Maybe you can expand the topic of this blog post to include more corresponding associated information in that blog post, so people who are searching for related topics can find all the information that they need in your one singular blog post. If you're running short in ideas of how you can expand your blog posts, other tips you can consider is to look at your Google Search Console, look at the search terms and see which are the search terms that you are getting traffic for, but you're not ranking on page 1 for it. So you can include that pieces of information and see if you can weave in a paragraph or two to enhance the richness of your existing blog posts. To make sure that your blog post meets the standards of the helpful content algorithm update, let me go through some of their guidelines with you so you will have a point of reference as you head back to review and improve your blog posts. Point 1. Do you have an existing intended group of people that your blog post is meant for? For example, going back to my supplement store, you want to be targeting people who are interested in buying supplements. So this could be a specific group of people who need more nutrients, who need to replenish their nutrient levels. That's going to help improve their current existing health condition, or it could be to help them to strengthen their health condition so they will be living a more healthier and happier life. Point number 2, does your content clearly demonstrate a depth of knowledge and your expertise in this particular field? For example, it could be teaching your customers how to be using a product, what are the statistics to support your claim, or if you have any case studies in your experience that you could add on to help your ideal customers understand how they could possibly resolve their existing issue. Point number 3, does your site have a intended purpose or focus? For example, if you're a pet store owner and you want to grow a blog, then your blog post should be highly targeted to people who have pets. It could be dogs or cats, depending on what type of products that you have. You don't want to be writing articles about people who have babies or people who are going for holidays. In a nutshell, your blog posts should only be targeted for specific groups of people. Point number 4, after reading your content, will someone leave your blog feeling satisfied and knowing that they have enough information to achieve their goal? If yes, then likely Google is going to give you kudos for your blog post and help you increase the ranking and visibility of your blog post and let more people find your blog posts. If not, then sorry, it means that Google is going to give a penalty in the back end and slowly derank your blog post over time. Point number 5, will someone leave feeling that they have a satisfying experience on your blog? Satisfying experience could be they decided to bookmark your blog post to return to read on another occasion, or they could decide that, hey, look, this is a very useful article, I want to share it with my friends who have similar issues as well. So in this case, you're providing a great experience. Google is going to give you a merit point for your blog post. On Google's backend, they're going to slowly promote your blog post and improve the ranking of your blog post over time, leading to increase in Google traffic. If you're really keen and serious to double up your traffic in the new year to get more qualifying customers or shoppers to your store, so you're going to get more sales in 2023, then you might also want to check out my other playlists where I share different tips of how you can grow your blog over time, and one of my case studies of how I help a client get from 0 visitors to over 5,000 visitors in 19 months. You can check out the link on the top right hand corner of the screen where I have the collection of videos that will definitely help you to grow your blog traffic over time. If you are also determined to grow your store traffic and sales in the new year, you might also want to check out my Shopify marketing guide, link in the description and pinned comment, where I explore the different ways of driving free and paid traffic to your store and analyzing the pros and cons so you can decide which is the best way to double up your store traffic. And if you have a budget and would like one-on-one help to double your traffic and store, to be running Google Ads or to grow a YouTube channel or blog for your store, then you might also want to check out my contact details in the description and pinned comments, learn how you can work with me. And of course, if you found this video useful, remember to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos on how to double your store traffic and sales by getting your store on Google and YouTube page 1. I'm Clarice Lin, the ROI Doctor, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you.